Hi, folks. Mark Merrill with Firm. What's better than being an American? Well, we're about to tell you. The year of 2025 is one of challenges and a lot of accomplishments here in the United States and in Maine, but the challenges don't have to be looked at as non-productive or incomplete tasks, just as opportunities for improvement or adjustment of goals both in life, politics, families, and other obstacles that we the people here at Firm and under the laws of the land see as temporary delays, if you will, for those pre-mentioned goals. As for what was good or not so good accomplishments for 2025, here's our list of what has been a year of goals and how they may or may not make our state and the nation better. We try to stay on the positive, folks, with truth, facts, reality, and common sense, as you well know. Now, how about the first one, as you see before you here, the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America, which will be July 4th, 2026. Sounds like a lot of celebrations and joy for all of us, wouldn't you say? As we move along quickly in this episode, folks, next up, Charlie Kirk. His amazing Turning Point USA organization, founded by Mr. Kirk, despite the unfortunate loss of their young leader, his wife Erica has taken the reins and the helm of the organization and has carried Turning Point forward to new goals and thousands of new chapters around the United States and the world, and the continued college campus presentations and speeches to inform, educate, and direct all ages of Americans, and the support of the foundation of our country. And just as important, the Judeo-Christian faith here and the ultimate support of the gentleman here, which we couldn't do much of anything without him, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. God's support and U.S. support for a long time to come, Mr. Netanyahu. As for the other moments and events that will have a large effect on changes here in Maine, there was a Maine GOP gubernatorial candidates forum in early November of 2025. The first one we'll show you here, folks, is the one where they were all gathered at the Augusta Civic Center and gave all of their opinions and their views of their life experiences and work experiences that helped form their ability to, in their minds, to go ahead and turn the state around from where we've been the last 7, almost 8 years as we come into 2026. And the campaign's going to be hot and heavy. But what we're looking for here, folks, is to give Republican leaders in Augusta more hope and support for future stability, safety, and respect. Yeah, that's what it's all about, respect. But mostly safety, as well as the respect in government schools, colleges, and make policies, the state legislature, where both political parties can combine ideas for that destination. Now, the government, of course, by itself, we all know the story, folks. We're not going to wander off the topic today, which is all about nothing better than being an American, and it's for sure. We're the greatest country on the face of God's green earth. We're going to keep saying it that way. There's going to be a lot done here, ladies and gentlemen. And as we put up another sign here, we're going to read some of the information you see up here as to some of the topics that the candidates promoted when they were at the forum. Now, not all of these candidates here are Republican candidates, folks. You see a few here that one in particular in the middle here, or this gentleman on the end here, is a Democrat running for governor. And two on the top there, Hannah Pingree, I should say, not Shelley, but Hannah Pingree and Angus King III. But the rest, except for Mr. John Glowa down here, who's an independent, are all Republicans running for the Blaine House. Now, what they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, was many topics that we think are going to be quite important. Number one, having the majority in both the House and Senate, as well as a Republican governor for a change. First time since Paul LePage was in office. But budget cuts and costs of living, housing costs to build homes for new families, not illegals that Janet Mills wants. Solar subsidized at tens of millions of dollars in the housing industry, cutting down of income taxes, cut spending, and cut waste and abuse of mandates in towns around Maine. 5.8% tax rate here, even more than other New England states. Central Maine Power electricity rates way out of control, along with the PUC, who doesn't give a damn about Mainers since God knows when, and I do mean that. Public Utilities Commission, what a joke they are. A second pipeline to get back to oil and small-type nuclear energy. Natural gas, also necessary for a second pipeline. Politics out of energy. Get rid of the wind turbines out in the ocean. Reconfigure the PUC, as we just mentioned. Keep Sappy Paper Mill in Hinckley open. China taking over Maine's lands and open to run weed shops by illegals and CCP cartels. All 8 candidates' combined efforts and experiences would be the answer. Well, something to consider, folks, though. With all these gentlemen here, as you saw on the previous picture of the 8 of them at the forum table, a lot of them mentioned, they said if they were the lead candidate and won the nomination and the election next November in 2026, they did not, any of these candidates, rule out having some of the other candidates be part of their cabinet to get things turned around in this state. Just keep that one in mind. All options are open. On the Republican side, anyway. Also, they mentioned health care expenses, which we all know is like the federal government. We've got to take care of those things. Hospitals closing. Primary care physicians not available because Maine Fair was sabotaged by Mills. And also, speaking of which, Maine Care also has to be refigured to simply telecare as a new option, mentioned by Mr. Capron, running for governor. PACE program, Health Business Option Costs, MEMEC organization, that's MEMEC organization, is an existing system for consideration securing our elections as well, and also need voter ID, but it was not. As you know, it was voted out, voted down. We still think that there's some funny business going on with the voter integrity with Shenna Bellows. And stand up to election integrity issues like the ignorance of elections to allow illegals to vote. Also, a couple of more things, folks. Allow overseas veterans to have votes counted instead of ignored. Home purchases and prices and property taxes. Title IX has full Maine GOP support. And does faith in God play a role in how you as governor lead the state of Maine? Candidates, questions that need to be answered. So as we move on, folks, as we wrap up this abbreviated session of Firm, what's better than being an American? Nothing. We've got to get our rights and freedoms back. One of these folks that was considering running for governor but has not decided to, and has decided to continue her Speak Up for Life program, but also the dinner table, it's called, is Laurel Libby, you may recall. Another person in 2026 to keep your eyes on, folks. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stay in touch with the right news networks. In this case, we'd like you to keep in mind Newsmax, as well as Fox News Channel, and also OAN, One America News. Another gentleman in his organization, folks, you're probably familiar with already, is our friend here, Jay Sekulow. Let's get him a little bit better. There we are. The president and founder of American Center for Law and Justice. They take action on a regular basis in the courts, folks. Trial lawyers, top to bottom. Lots of things going on with ACLJ around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the biggest fighter to take down Planned Parenthood and save our children before they're even born. If you need to, if you want to participate, please do. aclj.org. That's aclj.org. One of our representatives currently in the state legislature is Christina Smith. She is the House, there we are, House Assistant Minority Leader. And the gentleman that is the House Minority Lead Man, I think as everybody knows here in the state of Maine or has watched any of our programs, is Billy Bob Falkingham. Stay in touch with these folks, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Make sure that you stay in touch with them. If you have any questions, find out how you can reach them in the legislature, and also have any questions for them before the legislature kicks back into session for the last half of the fiscal year 2025-26. Don't forget, folks, you can reach us anytime. Fairness in Reporting Media at gmail.com. Fairness in Reporting Media at gmail.com. We're all about, as we said earlier, truth, facts, reality, and common sense. Also, folks, I'd like to go into this one before we sign off here for this final podcast of 2025. This is a copy of the cover of a pamphlet you can get from Hillsdale College. It has the Declaration of Independence in it, as well as the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We can't emphasize the second paragraph enough, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we do to make sure that you're well informed and you know exactly what your rights are, and they've been this way since 1776. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. The truths are to be held self-evident. All men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety, happiness, prudence, indeed, will dictate. The governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, the people, it is their duty, the people, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Let's keep that one in mind, folks. Safe holiday travels into the new year, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Merrill always here for you for Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media, and right here, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Pray for our future, our children's future, as we are guided by the Creator as well as His Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Peace to all.